Well, God and I do quite a bit of talking back and forth. We talk to each other. I listen and he talks. He tells me what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And I am totally amazed. Because I think to myself, how? Why so soon? Yeah, the good news is Christ is coming. That's the good news. I sit here and I look at the P and K on my wrist. I didn't put it there. I look at the olive tree and the 7 on my hand. I didn't put it there. I look at the Hoover Dam on my hand with the hole in it. I didn't put it there. Water sputtering out of the Hoover Dam. Almost like one of the stones had hit it from Nebrew's tail. I didn't put it there. I see the Arizona desert. So I know it's the Hoover Dam. I see a horse and a rider. But it's not at the Hoover Dam. It's not in Arizona. Not anywhere near Arizona. The horse and the rider is Christ. The rider on the horse is Christ in red vest. There's 10,000 saints with him. He comes through my window in my room, takes my hand. He says, "Are you ready, sister?" And I am so happy to see him. I jump for joy over and over again from such happiness that I never experienced in my life. And I suddenly realize it's time. Time for the mission. Time to go what I've been waiting for all these months. I look at him and I say, I'm ready, Jesus. More than ready. I've been ready. I've been waiting. He takes my hand. He brings my husband out of the box. Skeleton. His whole skeleton. He brings out of the box. He sits on a horse. And I sit on a horse. Christ says, "Here, Sister Paula, you'll need this." He hands me a battle bow to hold in my hand, an arm, and a crown to put on my head, and a robe, a beautiful robe. It has souls on it, beautiful souls. I didn't need my clothes. My clothes were back in my room. I rode off in the clothes that Jesus just gave me, sitting on that horse, anxious just to get there. We rode through the deserts, through everything. It's like we just rode across the earth, through the buildings, through the traffic, through the sidewalks, through the people, through everything. 10,000 saints, and myself included, and Jesus and my husband. We picked more saints up as we went from their homes, and we rode to Jerusalem, to the battleground where we would do the battle. And we started the battle. It was beautiful. It was just like they had described in the Bible, the marriage supper of the Lamb. It was so gorgeous. And I knew Jesus would win because I'm on his side. And I'm on God's side. We sat there on our horses and we fought and fought and fought. Somebody came up alongside me. I felt the sword go in me. And I fell off my horse. My body was gone. Dead. Laying there in the street. My spirit was still on the horse. Still riding upward. We rode into heaven to finish the battle. And then I watched as Jesus put Satan in his pit once and for all. Everything had been defeated. All the enemies had been defeated and put back where they belong. Everything was right with the world once again. It had been 3.5 days, and the battle had ended. It was time the God of the earth breathed life into my body and limbs. And it went up in the air on a cloud, floated upward for everybody to see. Several bodies, not just one, not just mine, but several others as well, that fought the good fight. There was more than one of us. And we floated upward. And there, my spirit saw my body floating upward to meet her. I reached out for my body as if I was putting on clothing once again, and stepped into my body with my spirit. And then I felt myself walking across heaven into the New Jerusalem, looking around me at the crystal beautiful city. I had already had the name on my forehead of the New Jerusalem. I was ready for this. God had gotten me ready. And I looked around. I welcomed everybody that walked in with me. And we knew we had a long journey ahead of us. We were in charge of the New Jerusalem. And we sat there in that New Jerusalem and rested for 1,000 years. Or 100 years, something like that. I forget exactly. I think it was 1,000, it said, that we rested. And then the New Jerusalem came back down onto earth. And Jesus gathered up the rest of his people. And we lived in the new earth, the New Jerusalem, the new planet, new life, new everything. It was beautiful. Once again, God had lived and won out over evil. Once again, our mission had been completed here on earth. God's and mine. Take care and God bless. Bye now.